Hi guys, we've showed the progress that we've done on our footer form, and now it's time to look at doing some rebar reinforcement inside of it. So if you followed along at all, this is our fiberglass form for our piers. This will be the base footer. It's upside down right now. And over here, we're starting the fabrication of some of the rebar rings that are going to go inside of it. And things will actually be closer up here towards the base of the footer as it's created. Eventually this piece of plywood is going to be turned into a jig so that I can put the parts together, assemble them easy, so that I get kind of a uniform structure that I want to put inside of our concrete. And so right now we're just in the process of forming the metal, but I needed to create a new tool to do this, so I fabricated a rebar bender. Okay, so here's the parts for my rebar bender. It's a piece of 3-inch channel, and welded some pieces of angle iron to it and bar stock, and came up with this assembly. I've got a bearing down in this lower part that the rebar rides on. As you bend rebar, you have to have some give somewhere, so they generally have some kind of roller on them. Okay, again, I'm just grabbing stuff off of scrap that I have, so I'm not spending too much time cutting things down. That ends up going on there. And this piece here will provide some give for where the rebar is being pulled around, and also gives it the proper radius that I want to have on it. And this is being made for 1/2-inch rebar. And we're going to mount this down to this piece of lumber. This is the handle that applies the leverage to this thing. I've got a piece of a 3/4-inch alloy bolt in here that's in a sleeve that's welded into this 1-inch pipe, and the pipe is just a little less than 4 foot long. Okay, so with everything tightened down to the board, a piece of rebar just loads in here like this. Got a couple of holes here to get different purchases on the bending force and direction as I progress through a bend. That's actually a little easier than it looks to bend. Alright, about halfway there. Might be kind of hard to tell, but parts of this bar that do not span across rollers doesn't get bent, so you always end up with this section at the end that doesn't have a bend to it. So I'm just going to put this in the rebar bender that I made, and we'll just give these a little kink here so that they're on the same radius as everything else. Now the ends match up pretty good. Just put a little weld on it to hold it together, and they'll be good rings. I'm making these stirrup rings out of 3/8 inch rebar, and I pass them through the roller and I end up with this kind of a shape. The ends of them can't get formed in the rollers of the circle bender, so I just take them into the homemade rebar bender. I've got some marks on the back side of this. I just put the end of the ring in here, and then I line this mark here that I just put with a dot on it. Had a previous mark from something else, but I line it up with the stationary one on the machine. That turns that end into more of a circular shape. So anyway, by working it around, I can get it back into a circular shape, which would be plenty good for putting in concrete.